What's going on, guys? So today I want to share with you my top 5 foods for fat loss on a vegan diet. Now, I did make a video where I explained that in order to lose fat you need to be in a calorie deficit, but today I want to go into more detail on what types of foods I believe will help you lose fat to the best of your ability and why. Now, there may be some crossover between the foods and the reasons I give for why they're so great for fat loss, but that's simply because vegan foods do tend to be conducive to losing fat, which is another reason why they're so great. But anyway, let's begin. So the first food, guys, you knew it was coming. Of course it was going to make it onto the list. It is red kidney beans. Red kidney beans are my go-to vegan food, whether I'm cutting or I'm bulking, simply because they contain a lot of protein. Now, obviously when I'm cutting, I won't necessarily consume as many kidney beans as when I'm bulking because I don't have as many calories available for the day, but I'll still include them when trying to lose fat simply because they're nice and high in protein. Why is protein good for fat loss? Well, firstly, it's a very satiating macronutrient. When you consume a helping of protein, you feel nice and full, and if you feel full, you're far less likely to compromise on your calories for the day and overeat. A second reason protein is useful when trying to lose fat is because it helps to preserve muscle tissue. Who wants to lose loads of fat but lose all the muscle at the same time? Well, I certainly don't, so I make sure that I have enough amino acids to help rebuild my muscle tissue and also ensure that I stay in a positive nitrogen balance when losing fat. So first on the list, kidney beans, because they're nice and high in protein. Now, moving on to the second food today, which is quinoa. Quinoa, again, nice and high in protein, but that's not the reason I've included it on the list. The reason I've included it is because it's nice and high in fiber. Now, fiber not only maintains the health of your bowel, but it also takes longer to digest as a macronutrient. And if it takes longer to digest, then it keeps you fuller for longer, and if it keeps you fuller for longer, you're less likely to overeat, and you will maintain your calorie deficit for the day. Now, the third food on our list is lettuce, or any form of salad leaf for that matter. Personally, I like romaine lettuce simply because it's nice and crunchy and refreshing. So why lettuce? Well, as I mentioned before, it's very important to feel nice and full when you're cutting, because if you don't feel full, you're more likely to eat more and then more likely to go over your calories for the day. Consuming a whole load of lettuce or salad leaves helps to bulk out your meals and also fill up your stomach. These foods are very high in volume, which allows you to feel nice and full, and as a result, you're far less likely to overeat on other foods and thus maintain your calorie deficit. The fourth food on the list is broccoli. Broccoli is one of my daily staples. I'll always consume at least 2 servings of broccoli a day, regardless of whether I'm cutting or whether I'm bulking, but it's particularly useful when I'm trying to lose fat, simply because it's lower in calories. And when you're trying to lose fat, you have to adhere to a calorie deficit, and if you choose lower calorie foods, then you get to eat more food. So you feel nice and full, and you're far less likely to overeat. And the fifth and final food is spinach. Spinach is awesome, even if it only serves to give us Popeye forearms. But no, seriously, spinach is great for fat loss, and not because it's high in protein, not because it's high in fiber or low in calories, although it is all those 3 things, but because it's high in micronutrients. And I think a lot of people overlook the importance of micronutrients when they're trying to lose fat or build muscle. Micros are always important, guys. If you provide your body with the essential vitamins and minerals that it needs, then it's going to run optimally. And if it's not functioning at its best, then fat loss, building muscle, everything is going to be a lot harder for it to do. So give your body what it needs, and you will reap the rewards. That is the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you found it helpful, please drop the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.